Guys, my name's Emily and I'm with the Youth and Teen Services Department at Fayetteville Public Library. This is your weekly challenge. Weekly challenges are a part of our summer reading club for 2020. If you want to sign up for the summer reading club, even though there's only a few weeks left, there's still time for you to sign up. Go to www.faylib.org/src, and if you're interested in seeing a calendar of our future events, please visit www.faylib.org/calendar. The weekly challenge that I have for you this week is super fun. It's something that you can do by yourself or with your family or with friends. The challenge this week is that you build a Goldberg machine. Now, if you don't know what that is, I'm linking a few example videos below, but basically, a Goldberg machine is a series of reactions all set up to complete one task. The cool thing about Goldberg machines is actually their creator, so I'm going to read you guys a little story about Rube Goldberg, who created the Goldberg machine. Here we have Just Like Rube Goldberg by Sarah Aronson, and this is available at our library. Just Like Rube Goldberg, the incredible true story of the man behind the machines. Question: how do you become a successful award-winning artist and famous inventor without even inventing anything at all? This is not a trick question. The man named Rube Goldberg did it. In a funny way, his life was just like one of his famous inventions, an improbable and inefficient chain reaction that ends up making perfect sense. From the time he was a boy, Rube Goldberg loved to draw. We're not just talking about simple stuff here. As early as 4 years old, Rube traced cartoons he found in his books. At 11, he took an official art class from a sign painter. Rube might have been a quiet boy. He might have been shy, but he was determined to be a great cartoonist for a big-time newspaper. Unfortunately, when he told his family, they were absolutely horrified, beyond dismayed. Rube's father, Max, had immigrated from Germany to America to give his family a chance for a better life. He didn't want his son to end up a beggar on the streets. So to please his father, Rube went to the University of California, Berkeley, studied engineering, and after graduation, got a job with the City of San Francisco Department of Water and Sewers. It was a good job, it paid well. That could have been the end of the story, right? Wrong. Rube detested shoveling tunnels in mines 2,000 feet underground. He didn't enjoy mapping sewer pipes either, and he wasn't very impressed with the city's government. Rube still wanted to draw comics for a big-time newspaper. So after 6 months, he quit his engineering job and started over. He got a job at the San Francisco Chronicle. For $8 a week, Rube emptied wastebaskets, cleaned the floors, and filed photographs in the document morgue. And whenever he had a chance, Rube drew, and drew, and drew. Day after day, Rube submitted his cartoons to the editor. Night after night, the editor mostly said no. When he said yes, Rube sometimes got paid, but other times he just got out of the office tasks he didn't like to do. After a year, Rube convinced the sports department of the San Francisco Bulletin to hire him, and after that, he was a little more successful. He developed his style. The paper ran his cartoons, a column too. This might have been the next end of the story, and then the ground shook, literally. The 1906 earthquake of San Francisco crumbled the city and left many people without jobs and homes. In the wake of disaster, it can be hard for people to focus on their dreams. It can be even harder to feel hopeful. But Rube didn't give up on his dream. Instead, he did the only thing he could do. He drew comics to cheer people up. And then he made a big decision. In 1906, there was only one place where a guy like Rube could really make it big. It was the place he called the front row, the cartoon capital of the country, New York City. So he got on a train and headed east. He didn't even have much, $200 and a diamond ring. The ring was a gift from his father. just in case Rube needed to sell it to buy a ticket back home. After 12 days of pounding the pavement, lugging his art from newspaper to newspaper, Rube did it. He got a job as a cartoonist at a big-time paper, the New York Evening Mail. He had made it. Right off the bat, Rube became a celebrity. Readers couldn't wait to see what he had to say about all kinds of things, like sports and politics and the silliness of everyday life. But maybe more than anything, everyone loved reading about Rube's alter ego, Professor Lucifer Gorgonzola Butts. The eccentric professor invented one intricate machine after another, and none of them were straightforward. In fact, they were the opposite of straightforward, and often disregarded the laws of physics. Although this was the age when new machines were being invented to make life easier, Rube's screwball contraptions purposely solved problems in the most surreal and ridiculous way. Things like, how do you put holes in donuts? Or, how do you turn off a light? Even, how do you cut your own hair? Just like the machines he studied in engineering school, these complicated contraptions required lots and lots of parts. They always worked, on paper, of course. They weren't practical in the real world, but that was never the point. Rube Goldberg didn't draw machines to solve real-life problems. He drew comics to make us look closer, and question logic, and tickle the imagination. And because of that, these machines accomplished something astounding and more important than any pile of nuts and bolts ever could. They challenged people to use the most amazing machine in the universe: the brain. So let's take it from the top. Rube Goldberg was a stubborn, smart, serious about being funny engineer, office boy, cartoonist, commentator, comic genius, an award-winning artist and inventor, whose name is now an adjective in the actual dictionary without inventing a thing. Is this kind of thing still possible? You bet it is. Figure out what you want, work as hard as you can, and most of all, have a great time getting there. Just like Rube Goldberg. Let's look at how the book shows a Rube Goldberg machine. So as we can see, this is the one where they're turning the light on. So we can see that the professor is holding a banana, and the monkey is going to reach up and grab that banana, but when he goes back down, he's going to release the air from this cushion, and it's going to blow the fan, and that's going to turn this wheel here, which is going to turn this wheel, and that wheel is connected to the handle on this jack-in-the-box. So when it turns enough, the jack-in-the-box is going to shoot up and knock the bowling pin out of this cup, and it's going to hit this lever that the child is on, and it'll push the child up into the air, and the child's going to swing up and grab the light bulb. So for this week's challenge, I want you guys to think like Rube Goldberg. I want you to be as creative as you can, either with your own brain or work with your families or with friends, and I want you to send us a video of the machine that you come up with. You can choose the task, you can choose what materials you use, but the key is that you can use anything around your house, use your imagination, and you have to be creative about it. This challenge gets you 100 points in your Read Squared challenges. When you are finished, if you could email us a video of your machines or post the video to social media and tag us. Again, if you guys need real life examples, I added a few other YouTube videos in the description. One is kind of over the top, and the other one is just a series of steps that maybe you guys could take ideas from or get creative with your own version. These can be, they don't have to be elaborate or anything. Try to do at least 10 steps in your Goldberg machine. And with that, I will wish you guys good luck and wish you a good rest of your summer. And I hope to see some of your submissions soon. I will see you next time. Bye!